A very beautiful morning to all of you us out there. Welcome to Daybreak Africa on KAFTAN Television. My name is Miracle Odunayo.
Top of the morning to you once again. You're welcome to Daybreak Africa from our studio in the state, which is the Sunshine State of the nation. My name still remains Ikhonede Joshua Yadeji. You're welcome once again.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Come on, I will only say morning. I won't say good morning.
Because there's nothing good about the morning.
There should be good things about the morning from this end, but the truth is just that I saw many gruesome videos this last 2 days, and
it's not really encouraging. It's
not really encouraging,
honestly.
in the actual sense. I think it's high time we need to just be very sincere with everything that's happening within the country. That though we ain't joking at this time, we need real answers.
What is going on with
General
her?
Be killed the way he was killed? How will bandits step into a church where people are just having their programs and you are shooting sporadically? Should we get to a point? And the problem I had majorly with the issue of the Brigadier General's story was the fact that he escaped at the time. He made contact with his base about his particular location, and terrorists got to him before
How?
they could get to him.
So are we saying it's an inside job?
There is a mole. There is a mole.
Exactly.
We are not fighting an enemy without. We are fighting enemies
within.
So
It's from
definitely,
within.
to a very large extent, we need to begin to find means to really tackle everything in this country holistically. It's getting terrible.
We need to start to
It's getting
question people around us, question ourselves.
Do you know even the issue that happened in Eruku in Kwara? I was talking to a friend of mine who happens to know that location very well. He said before you get to Eruku in Kwara, there are a lot of checkpoints before you get there.
So what is
How
going
did
on?
they
How
jump the checkpoints
all those checkpoints
and gets to still enter into a spiritual house and do all that? I saw some people post on social media that that video was AI, and I felt like
AI.
I think we need a slap somewhere. Like,
Do I understand the fact that many of us don't even know the difference between the real video and the AI video, but come on, this is real. This is real.
Extremely real.
This
And
is real.
Nigerians should know that this is real. And one of the things the friend has said out there is stay safe. Wherever you are in this country, stay safe, stay guided. Though someone was saying something recently that why can't Nigerians hold guns and have their own personal protection?
Yeah.
But then I know that not
Some
everybody
of-
has a balanced mental state. to-
Exactly. Before you know it, your neighbor is doing
Because
something
when you have
wrong and you
enemy
bring
to
out
defend
a
yourself
gun.
against, who knows who I'm
You
giving
turn
not even
against
in a
your
time when we're
people.
having extreme drug abuse in this country. Anyone could just take their normal mollies and all that.
But even at that, I feel like there should be a way around it where we can protect ourselves,
Maybe state
self-defense
policing,
and all
maybe
of that.
community policing.
Community policing. That's the problem. But you know how Nigerian can be. Even with that, even at that, our people sometimes might still try to, give people.
It's not even in this country where there are a lot of dramas happening, like what is happening at Wadata Plaza in the actual sense with the People's Democratic Party at this particular time. At least, sometimes in things like this, you need your opposition to even be firing back at the federal government and all that. But the opposition themselves,
They're divided in crisis.
And we'll be looking at that holistically today. But before we get there, let's take the reports of the day. After the report, we come back on Daybreak Africa, and then we go straight into our discussion. So please stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the show. Judge Jonas is still Daybreak Africa, and yes, it's time to go straight into our discussions for today. While Nigeria had been still currently dealing with a lot of insecurity issues, as we saw the video from Kwara, we saw the video of the Brigadier General killed and everything. Also, on the side level, we are seeing lots of issues at Wadata Plaza in Abuja, where it has become the battleground for two factional leaders of the People's Democratic Party in Nigeria's major opposition, as they battle it out for who holds the supremacy of the one-time greatest party within the Nigerian polity. We saw the camp of Nyesom Wike and a lot of their loyalists, have a meeting 2 days ago at the Wadata Plaza. At the same time, we saw Akindiose Bala Mohammed follow up with Kabiru Turaki, who happens to be the current PDP chairman, according to the convention done in Ibadan, coming into the same Wadata Plaza, and both parties began to have what we call, as many will term it, even in the international media, shameful ruckus over who should have access and who shouldn't have access into the Wadata Plaza itself. We saw even military officials go head-to-head against, not military officials, security officials, police, go head to head against each other due to who they are loyal to in the actual sense, who they are detailed to defend, to battle it out within the Wadata Plaza itself. And now it's been sealed, and security operatives control who goes in and goes out of the Wadata Plaza as we speak. We even saw the current PDP chairman, according to the let's say the Akindiose-led faction, talk about the fact that calling on even the United States, Donald Trump, to be involved not just in Nigeria's security issues but also in what is happening, based on the fact that a lot of things are transpiring currently in the People's Democratic Party, and they are even apportioning blames to the federal government of Nigeria, the Tinubu-led government, that they are the ones influencing the whole issues that are happening currently within the People's Democratic Party, knowing fully well that the Wike-led fashion, Nyesom Wike himself is a federal minister under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then we'll be looking at this holistically and these whole issues within the People's Democratic Party. And yes, with us today is an ex-legislator. He used to be a member House of Assembly here within Ondo State. He's also a political analyst, a friend of the house, someone we love to enjoy his wealth of wisdom in the person of Honorable Olusiji Akindiose. Welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome to the show,
God bless
sir. Amen. Thank
And
you.
it's nice having you in the actual sense.
Yes.
We know you used to be even a member of the People's Democratic Party at a particular time, and it's also a party.
I am an unrepentant member of PDP.
Wow, that's good.
Now, looking at what is happening currently within the PDP, how do you feel about it? At first, last week, it was just about the courts, back and forth judgments about them hosting their convention, and now to a full-blown battle at Wadata Plaza. We saw the videos, and it was kind of an eyesore. What's your take on what's happening currently within the PDP?
Well, there's no other word to qualify such as a kind of disgrace to our democracy. Not PDP now, to our democracy. Democracy is giving the people the right to choose. Whoever inhibits such rights is undemocratic. Nigeria is in a kind of quagmire. People don't see it because of certain factors. Some live in self-denial. Some live in absolute denial. Some even live in denial because of poverty. Poverty might not be about not having money, but there is poverty of intellect, and so on and so forth. So when you look at what happened some hours ago, one should be very, very sorry for our democracy. It didn't start that time at that fracas. It began long time ago. Long time ago, when the military came into our democratic life, distorted our constitution, the post-colonial constitution, and Nigeria started on a wrong path. And we're just searching here and there, until we got to, strategically, we got to, let me go a little bit backwards. When the Awolowo crisis.
Yeah, Esala Akintola and Awolowo here.
And the military took opportunity of that, seized the government, and they came with unitary system with Agoye Ironsi. And since then, we've been having trial by error. We have not been able to find the strong voice and the voices of our leaders, to hearken to them, to say, look, the terms by which we came into independence from the colonial masters have been set aside. We're just pursuing some individualistic politics. What do I mean? We had 3 regional structure. Then the northern region, the the southwest, and the southeast. And there was a competition. Yes, Awolowo, Azekwe, Ahmadu Bello, and so on. Each region started developing according to their comparative advantages. Then we were not really where we should be, but we were moving
there was a bit of development then.
In the right direction until the military came, collapsed everything, set aside the constitution, and they now brought in a unitary system whereby a school in Nguru will just vacate the same day with a school in Ipoke, down the riverine areas, yeah. Not minding the
divergence in weather conditions and all those things.
So when you look at our academic or educational development, you see that the Southwest was moving. And we had the University College, Ibadan, then University of Ife, Nsukka, and so on. They were developing. But when the military came, they distorted everything. Particularly when Babangida came, we were having a lot of debates whether to go this way or to go that way. But the bottom line is that we are always finding paths. And when we are looking for, we are pathfinders. When are we going to follow the right path? So what happened to PDP had begun long time ago. And let me now come. How did we come to civilian rule after the military? Remember NADECO?
Yeah, NADECO of yes. The 1990.
And let me step back a little bit. In 1993, remember we voted for Abiola?
Yeah, for Abiola, yes.
And Abiola was so accepted all over the country, such that he defeated Tofa in Kano, his contender. He defeated. So the Northerners accepted him. They were not saying because he was a Muslim, but they accepted him because he genuinely displayed the capacity and ability to bring us hope and bye to poverty. Everybody, I was a participant. I was young, but I knew what was happening, and we believed in Abiola, in spite of the fact that our parents used there. He offended Awolowo. We said we were New Bridge. We came into and we voted for him. We cooperated with some members of NRC. They didn't shift from their party to SDP. And some SDP didn't go to
NRC.
But we saw Abiola and Kingibe, we voted for. Because we analyzed the SDP programs. And we believed in the SDP program. We believed in Abiola's educational program. He didn't go to school that was unknown. He went to schools that were known. His CV, his resume, everything was so clear, no controversy. He came out, but they are not that election. So those factors are still there. They are still troubling Nigeria. Then the NADECO that fought the military thereafter. The NADECO that fought the military. People have not sat down to think deeply about this. NADECO drove away the military.
Totally.
And I continue to wonder, the key actors of NADECO, they are no longer together because the idea of NADECO was to establish a democratic
system here within Nigeria.
I want to challenge our people to now look back. The NADECO aspirations, have we achieved those aspirations? No, because the current president was part of NADECO.
A core part.
Yes. He assisted, he funded, he mobilized, he used his intellect to propel NADECO to action and to effective result. But there was a thing that people have not thought about. That is it. There is a difference between working to drive the military away, and there is a difference. I mean, it is different from having real democracy established. I hope people will realize this, that driving away the military cannot be the same as getting democracy on ground. And so, along the line, every plan by whoever wants to be president is to ensure that he malleably turn democracy to a malleable substance, that he can turn it to any shape, so it becomes individualized project. So that is what has been affecting PDP and other parties, our political system generally. Now you have to put in place who will do that, your bidding, whether in the judiciary, in the in the security system,
yeah, even in the
and so on and so forth. Somebody came on a sister television yesterday, and he mentioned it, that the judiciary had failed us in terms of fortifying, stabilizing and fortifying democracy. You saw the conflicting judgment.
Yeah, the conflicting judgments. That's what even shocks me, because judges,
such things will never add value to democracy. And when you have the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, the most powerful man within our system, and you think some people have not made him to see democracy as endangered by all the theatrics through Wiki and well, not only Wiki, there are people behind the curtain that are not seen. There are fingers, stalking. There are fingers, pinching the system. So democracy is endangered. Nobody believes in the fact that we can cast our votes and then you will get the right result. Because it is simple. If you want us to get the right result, why not make a law so simple and straightforward? Cast your vote, stand by your vote, let it be transmitted, and let the result be seen on the IRF. People will have confidence. But right now, people are telling me, I have had several people, even highly respected people, saying, what to call result? The result is already there. 2027 is already settled. When you don't even know who will not wake up tomorrow. So when I look at it holistically, I don't look at it from parties. My party is not troubled. Nigeria is troubled. Our democracy is troubled.
So you feel this PDP crisis is not just a PDP
crisis,
it's a Nigerian democratic crisis?
My inner eye goes beyond all these petty squabbles.
Okay.
My own is that if we have genuine democracy, we will have programs sustained. Take any party man now, even my own party. Ask any member, some of those people who wear a geisha and so on, and ask them, what's the first thing that the PDP promises them people? As the APC member, even at my own level, ask them, what are the manifestos of your party? People just say, because of Gary, because of EPA, because of bread, they are politicians. There's nothing natural about coming out to want to serve the people. There are people who are not really supposed to be politicians. We are all political animals, but we have our different callings, and we can contribute at our best calling. So the pastor that is on the pulpit telling the people to be truthful is contributing if the members are politicians. Some members who are politicians, it reverberates in their mind that we should not do evil, I won't rig. We should not do evil, I won't rig. So all those things, don't lie. Don't say constituency project is your personal project. Don't lie to people. You didn't build all this thing with your money.
It was the federal government.
Yes.
Money. They
So
passed it through.
even the military constructed roads,
True.
even the secretariat, most of these secretariats we are using today for either Subeb or those things. Remember Babangida created twin secretariats in each local government for PDP, NRC that time. And those businesses are still.
So that means you feel the federal government should still also fund political parties in the actress?
No, that's about the electoral law.
Okay.
That's about what I'm saying in essence is that we should be service oriented. Those who are genuinely serving the people, who are putting their personal money. Abiola put his personal wealth
into it, yeah,
and distributed to the masses. He said, poverty must go. Bye-bye to poverty. He demonstrated it. But there are so many multi-billion people within our system who cannot even give. So if you are not a giver, if you are not the right thinking person that can feel for the masses, you are not supposed to be in politics.
All right, so I would just like to ask a very important question. Looking at the fact that you have been a vibrant member of the PDP over the years, and looking at what transpired between Minister Wike and the other minister, will you say that what is going on right now within PDP is a power struggle or something that goes deeper than that? Because we are seeing two important personnel, two people with power.
Even from our friends.
You can imagine.
The problem with us is that we don't look deep. The depth at which I am analyzing, if you go with me from the past, you now see that this individualized democracy or individualized aspirations of politics that's responsible for what in PDP, right from Modu Sharif, after the lives of late Audu Ogbe, Bamanga Tuko, all those people left the party. They established a strong party. I can say there's no street in Nigeria that you won't find a PDP member.
Of course.
True.
The PDP ruled for 16 good years. And the way PDP was dislodged was by deceit. They told us those who dislodged Jonathan worked it from outside the country. Has been revealed now that Obama connived with the opposition then to blackmail Jonathan. And the good luck we were enjoying turned the other way. Now, what is happening in PDP is almost similar, where somebody who had been pulling the strings of PDP in order to get himself the ticket of the presidency, failed to do so. If we go back to some video clips, you find out that let me even start from G5. How did it come about
here?
There was a primary election coming, and the agreement was zoning. PDP used to zone, and they were ready to zone. And there were two zones that never produced the president. The northeast and the southeast. Meanwhile, Atiku and Obi were prominent. Don't forget that in the south, Jonathan had been president.
True.
Wike, the honorable minister, was a member of PDP who had an aspiration, who aspired to be president. He really funded the party along that aspiration.
Yeah, from 2015.
Yes, while some people left the party. When they left, he was very, very happy about it. He took up the whole thing, and he was removing chairman after chairman, national chairman, secondus, let's say McCarthy, secondus, and so on and so forth. And it came to Damagun. It has become a problem. There is nothing that happened in PDP that will not see the finger of the minister. And the opposition, I mean, those who wanted to take power, believe that the incumbent, the ruling party strategized. That is normal in politics. And so that, oh, how do I make sure that this party fail to raise Obi, fail to raise Atiku? Then they saw somebody who was a ready cat paw, a tool for them, and they engaged. So when you call a child to throw stone into your enemy's glass house, you give him tom-tom, and he's licking tom-tom, and you ask him
throwing
to,
the stones.
He will throw the stone and break all what you want him to break. And one day, he will also fail. He's doing the same thing, and he will start throwing stones all about. And this stone they are throwing is affecting our democracy. So what happened in Abuja? The faction that went and wrote letter to INEC, they knew that they were not having the majority of members behind them. But they were having heavy chunk of dollar behind them, power behind them. And that was, let me tell you, there's no conscientious member of PDP that feel happy about what happened. But they know the truth. Some leaders know the truth. Maybe we saw Baba Bode George at one time. He was almost supporting Wike, but at a point he said no. He can't. I think he's one of the oldest
members,
consistent member.
Very
said,
long.
Look, let us settle this matter. But when it became that Wike promised that whoever won that election, that primaries, he will support. Why did he say that? He believed he could win. And he believed he could win by his own strategy. And that was a smarter strategy. And let me tell you, the zoning that I was trying to analyze, the zoning became a dead project through Wike. He gave the chairmanship to Autumn. And the G5 were fully in control of the system. So when the G5 controlled the system to an extent, and the zoning was to be done between either the candidate will come from the northeast, which will be Atiku, or southeast, which will be Obi. In order not to make it work, Autumn now opened the ticket that anybody could come and vie for the ticket. They did not microzone. They failed to zone to the regional areas. And the other party, the APC, started out, it is south, it is south, it is south, it is south. And what we have? The problem magnified and snowballed into what we have today. Wike would have won the primaries. And if Wike had won the primaries, he would have become the best president we never desired. We can all see it. There's nothing. I can't be. I'm a PDP member, and I love a candidate that is acceptable to everybody. But today, with all the theatrics, we know who is acceptable. We know who is not acceptable. Take away the presidency, the presidential power behind Wike today, and you will see that there will be peace in PDP, because the stone in our eyes would have been completely thrown out.
All right, before we just move to the other questions that we have for you, sir, it's time for us to go for Go Start, where we get to learn how to start up our small business scale, where we get to understand what business is all about. So just stay with us, we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, it's still Daybreak Africa. I hope you enjoyed Gold Start, and I hope that you will do something with what you've learned from Gold Start, as we do say it at all times, that when you learn things like this, you should ensure that you do something about it. Nigeria is not a country that one should just wait for one stream of income. Only you can start something with the little that you have right now, or even with a few ideas that you get from Gold Start. So please do something with what you've learned from Gold Start. But it's time to return to our discussion. We'll be looking at the current crisis in the People's Democratic Party. I think our guest was actually saying at the time that the recurrent crisis in the People's Democratic Party, as we've been discussing with Honorable Olusiji Akindiose. So before we went on the break, you made mention of two things which I would like to at least go into. But let me start with this first one. You made mention of this issue of what transpired at the 2022 PDP convention that made Atiku emerge as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party.
Yes.
Now, one of the things I remember was, I remember in some week himself, one of the major factors that has caused a crisis within the People's Democratic Party. I remember he was narrating his own part of the story and said about the whole issue of the convention. You know,
Yes.
there are two sides to a story.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And he was so pained by the
Yes.
fact that Ayu was from the North Central. Definitely, a Northerner was already the chairman of the party. So definitely he expected that the presidency would have been fair enough to come to start. I never even had a problem. That it was how Tambuwal played the card that made Atiku become the candidate, and then Ayu, the then chairman of the party, went ahead to tell Tambuwal that you saved the day. That one annoyed him. That, so are you guys playing a game with the South? And I think to a very large extent, from the way he was communicating, I'm talking from his line of
angle.
communication, I began to observe that maybe he thought that this zoning thing was just north-south and not like the way you stated it, like northeast, southeast, north central, or those ways.
No. When you talk about north and south, you also have some geopolitical zones in each divide.
Yeah.
And you will now go by fairness to say, yes, the Northwest had produced the president in the North, so and so. It's only so area that has not produced the president. And when you come to the South, you analyze the same way. And in the South particularly, I agree that it should come to the South. But where in the South? Should it be the Southwest? No, we had Obasanjo. Should it be in the South? No, we had Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Where? The Southeast. So, because of the fear of Obi and some underlying factors, the kind of subtle, I don't want to say that, but our people understand what I'm talking about. That a particular people should not be president in Nigeria. You can look at such angle now and you reason along. Now, the Tambuwal issue. Tambuwal contested and stepped down for Atiku and directed his supporters to vote for Atiku. In APC, a lot of people stepped down for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when you step down, you direct your followers or your supporters to support who you step down for. Why should that be a problem? There is a moral crisis in saying whoever won the primaries will be supported, fully supported, thinking that you will win. Then, as a human being, there's always another time. You don't break the pot because you cannot drink water from it now. Now, all these things, whether you are for Wike or you are for I see the crisis, the ripples going down the grassroots. As we are discussing now, why we should be discussing some other pressing economic issues. We are discussing about crisis within parties. PDP. It is normal for parties to have crisis. There are parties now who are papering over their own cracks. Because if you don't have a leader that will put his feet down strongly, the party's crisis will be in the open. Is it that APC has no crisis?
There are a lot of crises.
They have a lot, because when you decamp as a governor from a party and you come to a ruling party, the normal thing is that you take over the executive and all those things because you are bringing a whole
lot of people to you.
But there is this moral problem that can somebody be voted for under party A, why the people cast their votes for you, thinking that you will execute the projects of party A, and now you suddenly
decamped.
These are some of those things that I regard as these stones in our rice that we should remove from our democracy.
So you feel if anybody
I feel that all this all this clapping and thumping the chest that we have almost all the governors in APC, that is making the cancer to spread round. So let me tell you, a PDP that ruled for 16 years had its membership in all the wards, in all the units. Now when you trouble PDP, imagine the kind of trouble you have put in Nigeria. Some even boasted that they will put fire in some states. And people are not even taking cognizance of such things. Now we have the fire because the Ibadan Convention was being stalled, was being opposed because they knew that the convention is the most powerful organ of the party. So they have been blocking it, using every tactics, judiciary, all these things, using to, because if they fail to do it, you just hear that PDP won't have candidates in any election. That is the work of the opposition. It is not absolutely wrong, but it is morally inconsistent for somebody who has sworn to oath severally that he will uphold the truth and he will not allow his personal interest to be imposed on the general good. Now we have somebody saying a military officer is a fool. The next time denying that he didn't say so. When even all over the world,
actually on social media, everywhere we saw it.
The
statement even is the trend of social media.
Exactly.
Like I said to some of my associates, I said, look, stop calling me honorable. Only God is honorable. Only God should be honored because we men, we lie too much. If somebody comes out to say somebody is a fool, and then the next time he forgot that he forgets
that
I said something like that.
So.
It was reflex.
Or deliberately. He's saying, well, I didn't say so. Then you continue to wonder, you now sleep and you wake again. Well, how can this be happening?
Thank God for social media. It's on video.
Yes. And all the issues that I have raised there about saying, I will support PDP. And how can I leave malaria and go and carry cancer?
Hey.
All those things are not dead. Nobody can erase it. So, in essence, the crisis of PDP is a miniature of the crisis in Nigeria, of our democracy. Our democracy is troubled. Whether you are being fed by the ruling party today, you are still part of the troubled system. And those who are down, they need fear no fall. So, but we are talking about the future of our children. Is this the kind of democracy we want to live for them? To put one leg in one party and another in another party? Is that, can you be a Republican
and still be involving yourself in matters of
you can look at issues, you can align with issues, but stay in your party. Stay in your party. So I don't think we can resolve it until the people have come out to say, look, enough is enough. We want to cast our votes according to our conscience, according to what you have told us in the past you will do, according to what we believe you can do. Until then, that's the major thing that's the major step that can solve this problem. When the electorate, when people mobilize them effectively to look at the naira and kobo they will bring during election as the poison that endangers the life of our democracy. That is when we can be hopeful. But now with the insecurity and all these problems here and there, I believe we should have joined hands, both the ruling party and the opposition. The opposition would have offered very, very
constructive criticisms.
Yes, constructive,
which they even need right now. The
advice, very suggestions that could make things work. But when you don't allow the opposition to rest, you think you are playing politics. That is not politics. I mean, I don't regard that as patriotic politics.
Okay.
Then inside politics, there must be patriotism.
And there must also be
the interest of Nigeria.
First.
Look at the national anthem. Nigeria, we hail the Abi?
Yes,
our
whole
native
dear native land.
How dear is the native land to you? When you trouble other parties, you don't want ADC to stand, you don't want Labour Party to stand, you don't want PDP to stand. And those who are engineering, and those who are being used to effect such things, how patriotic are they? When you know that, above all, America qualified APC and PDP as terrorist
organizations.
Organizations. And look at what is happening now. Trump is telling us we are a disgraced nation. In truth, do we have anything to show that we have Nigerians making waves all over the world in different climes? You have them breaking new grounds all over the
new
place.
Barriers and all that.
Yes, they are in the forefront. They are the most educated in the US. But why are they there? Why are they not here? Because our system won't allow that. You see a man who had come to establish a big farm, and some ragtag people just came in, tied him up, butchered him. So when the government has not provided security, it's first charge in the Constitution to provide security for lives and property.
All right, so let me okay.
We should join hands to do that.
All right, so before we just move on, I will want you to just say something about looking at the fact that, or looking at the crisis going on in the PDP currently. What does this mean for PDP in the coming election? We are seeing more like a division currently, more like crises and struggles within them. What does this mean for 2077 election? Should we expect something or not? I will answer in two ways. All right.
One, PDP has the capacity to recover. And the recovery of PDP is dependent on how the judiciary can be very fair to our constitution. People have been saying, INEC didn't appear in Ibadan. INEC didn't appear. It is already there. They were debating it. INEC need not to be there. It is because they know the power of the convention. They didn't want it to hold. And we are looking at when the judiciary will say, according to a judgment passed by the pronouncement made by the highest court, the Supreme Court, that, well, you political parties should be given the opportunity to run its own affairs, to settle within themselves. So if that is the issue, anybody running to the judiciary to obtain injunction and to obtain counter injunction and so on, you are not giving room for a kind of reconciliation. And the Supreme Court has said, go and settle your own matter. The way to settle the matter is to work within the regulations and the laws, the constitution of the party. And when it's a contest. And when somebody has the upper hand, the ability of the Makinde G5 Makinde turn now to G less than 5, they have been able to move in the direction of what people wanted. Nigerians were blaming PDP that why didn't they expel Wike right from time? They should have expelled. Now Wike is expelled by the National Convention. And people are still saying PDP will not settle. We will settle. PDP will grow.
Well, let me ask
the other one is this. The other aspect.
Okay.
the people, the electorate, if they are fully mobilized and they are really educated, they are sensitized to see the danger in monetized voting, then we can have a crop of legislators in the National Assembly that will not package rice to buy votes, that will not envelope or send vouchers on the eve of elections to buy votes. We can have a teacher who struggled to get the nomination form, and then people know him around the community and say, go to the assembly for us, go to the National Assembly for us. It's not about having big money, and so it used to be the people who can project the interests of the community. That was what it used to be in the past. That was why you had the Ajachis, the Adefaratis. They were all teachers.
Do I need to move that wealthy people and they were able to make that kind of
Exactly.
And I was watching through the Ibadan conference, the convention in Ibadan.
Yeah.
And I discovered that Governor Caleb Muftwang of Plateau State, Governor Fintri of Adamawa, they distanced themselves from the expulsion of the Wike faction.
Yeah.
And we saw a counter expulsion too from the Wike faction too towards the
There's no way.
faction.
There's no way.
Now, where I'm
There's no way Wike
actually
faction can expel.
But then I want to ask this. I'm very sorry for cutting you there, sir. I want to ask this: how do we resolve this whole issue
Exactly.
majorly? Because it's looking as if even some factors within the party who don't really look as if they belong to the Wike faction or to the next faction, who are just onlookers. I know Saraki is still a member of Saraki is still a member of the PDP. Many of them are still members of PDP, but they are just distancing themselves from this whole issue. How do we think we can the party can resolve this? Because of a truth, like you said, Nigeria needs its opposition running at this
righteousness exalts a nation. I don't respect any leader that cannot say the truth. I'm sorry for that. And I don't have any respect for any leader that stands behind deceit. All these leaders you are mentioning, they have their own personal aspirations. And if you see anybody kowtowing towards the federal minister or FCT minister and so on, they have the reason. Move Wang or Mufuta, or I don't know how.
Muftwang of Plateau State.
And Fijutiri or Fintiri. All of them, they are under a kind of unseen threat. Why? You know, the political weapon being used by the highly cerebral politician, the financial aspect of giving this subsidy lump sum, you won't give it to people who are not loyal to you. Then in order to partake, you have to do certain things that will show that NETDTY. Okay. Those are the factors. It's not about them. For example, if each party that has an administration, whether in one state or two states, if they have performed creditably, evidently, I think there will be no way anybody will want to hoodwink any governor. Let me tell you, when you see a governor that has served his second term, about to finish the second term,
yeah.
still decamping to the ruling party,
You know, if it
then watch it. There's something
he's trying to do.
He's trying to cover his tracks. Yes, because we were here when our labor guru, His Excellency Adams Oshiomhole, said it openly as the chairman of APC then that if your sins as red as scarlet, if you come and join us, you'll be white as snow. You will be forgiven. So if I have any skeleton in my cupboard, and I am a governor, and I believe I need protection, should I not obey him when it is part of the APC kind of politics? So do I want myself to be jailed when I can choose between supporting and going to jail? So these are the, I don't want anybody to be deceived. These are the truth. So those who move one infantry, all of them who, after organizing the Ibadan convention,
yeah.
And as a matter of fact, we don't need everybody to agree in the convention that some people should be expelled.
Yeah.
Some are still drinking from their feeding bottle. They are still being fed by Wike and all the other. So the interest will still be there because they believe this. But the bottom line is that anybody that sees a snake in his living room and still wants to put certain things down for the snake to eat is endangering himself. Or you say a scorpion is and because you don't want to injure the scorpion, now you put it on your bed. It's not going to go well for PDP if they don't expel these people. And there are several parties too. They can build up their own party.
So maybe
and if it is reconciliation, because there's no permanent permanent enemy, then the same way there's no permanent friend. G5 scattered. Abi? So, but they came together when they had common interest.
Yeah.
But when the interests became divergent, they scattered.
All left, yeah.
So we can still reconcile.
I was even saying
but it's going to be difficult.
Possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible, but we have to believe in the structure and the constitution of the party.
First.
Not that somebody will say, because I've been spoon-feeding the party, therefore I must take up the structure. It's not done.
Which even brings me to something. I would have loved to ask about this issue of someone saying they spoon-feed the party. And though I was seeing the face of Akindiose when he was looking at Autumn yesterday when he entered into the Wadata Plaza, and he just, even though he was trying to greet, he was just looking at him with such kind of face that for now this is not about the issues and all that. But then, Kabiru Turaki, the current PDP chairman, according to the first faction, talks about the fact, he made a statement where he was inviting even a Donald Trump to Nigeria's democracy. And Bayo Odunayo happens to be the spokesperson to the president of Nigeria, called that statement treasonable. I just need your comments on this.
It depends on the situation. If they had allowed democracy, the opposition, there's no democracy without opposition. There must be viable opposition in order for the masses to benefit. So whoever is distorting or disturbing the growth of opposition is almost frustrating the system. And the man was frustrated. How can it be that police that were supposed to protect the authentic elected party chieftains became partisan, supporting, they now came to storm. So yeah, our democracy should be protected. We need help in every area. Don't we need help in our educational system? Don't we need help in our health? Don't we need help in our security? Don't we need help? We need help in our democracy, because this democracy is not working. The dividends are meager. The dividends are meager. So if he called on Donald Trump, if Donald Trump said he wanted to come to Nigeria to help us in ensuring security for Christians and Nigerians, what is wrong in him coming to protect our democracy? Have they not been having hands in our democracy? Did Obama not help APC to win the election by strategizing, giving it the propaganda machinery of his own party to make sure that Jonathan left the office? So there's nothing treasonable in that. If he had called for Trump's intervention without any cause, without any crisis, he just went to address press conference calling on Donald Trump, please come to Nigeria, come and take over. He didn't say Trump should come and take over government.
You only said he should come assist.
Why are they afraid of getting democracy on the right path? Why?
But should that, getting democracy on the right path, should it have external influence?
Let me tell you, Trump can stop all those ministers, all the whether, don't forget, we have been classified as APC and PDP
As
terrorist organizations.
Yeah.
It's a weighty statement. People just look at it, terrorist organization, just 2 words, and no, there's something very deep about it. Americans don't just talk; they talk based on facts within their reach. So, if we say it is treasonable, is it a fact that Nigerians are being killed in Benue? Did we not hear about the one that happened in Kwara?
We saw. I saw the video.
Are we shying away from the fact that if a major general, whom Nigerians had invested billion on, should be killed by ragtag military? Are we not worried? If we have a solution, after all, Goodluck Jonathan engaged some mercenaries to wipe off Boko Haram that time. But the same set of people cried from the north that they were killing their people. That is, they have owned up to be the owners of Boko Haram and all these bandits. So why should we not have peace? How many people can travel from our environment here to Abuja now on road safely? You will reach and once and you will almost read all the Psalms before you get to Abuja for safety. Some will even go to Babalawo to get them inside
Fortified
against you see, we are in a terrible situation when children are being abducted from schools. Girls, they have been adopted. The ones that were abducted, the Dapchi, all those Dapchi girls, all those, we have not even solved the problems. Where is Leah Sharibu? We have not seen her, and we are behaving as if the most important thing in our lives is election 2027. Have candidates, if they like, because the power is with the incumbency. They can render PDP
useless,
impotent. If they render PDP impotent, remember, like I said, PDP is present in every word. Then when you are doing that, you are killing democracy, because PDP is a very, very deep-rooted party. Now, when you kill PDP, don't tell me you kill opposition, you are not killing democracy. You have killed democracy.
We all finished it. Thanks so much.
Thank you so
we
very
wish we
much,
could take
sir. Thank you.
But
Yeah.
then it's just time to just call it a day on this particular discussion. I would have loved to ask more the questions, but I think this conversation will just be stretched to more times as time goes by, because then it's time to also take some other aspects of Daybreak Africa, especially sports, as many would love. But thanks so much once again, sir, for the discussion with you. We really appreciate it. But then it's side time, and we really hope that the opposition in Nigeria actually are exonerated from this crisis, so we can have proper competitions in 2027. As we know, constructive criticism too is needed for the ruling party at this particular time as we speak. Well, that's all for our discussions today on Daybreak Africa. We still have sports for you immediately after sports. We'll still come back on Daybreak Africa, and we give our conclusions and say our goodbyes as well. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back from that break, and I hope you guys enjoy sports as much as I did, and the discussion that we had earlier with our guest. I said it all. Yeah, I said it all, and I hope that at the end of the day we are seeing what we're expecting from the People Democratic Party. We are seeing the unity, we are seeing the hope that it would come back to the party, because this is not really encouraging. Seeing the opposition party going through a lot of crisis at this point, 2027 election is just It's just here.
It's just here, and now here's the thing. I think to a very large extent, I like his summations actually to many of the issues within the PDP, and like he rightly said, the kind of democracy we practice in Nigeria is somewhat extremely toxic to a point that everybody will do everything to get power. And when you have a system where it does not really give you power, and you already see a system that wants to also challenge the power that you have, everybody has systems to just self-destruct them from within. And sometimes political parties, opposition is now looking more like as if we are fighting war with each other. So I'm always looking for means to destroy. I'm always looking for means to destroy me. As he was saying that the federal government are the cause of the issues within the PDP. We know that when PDP was in power too, they also had their moves within the APC or whatever other opposition that was tackling them.
I think it's just vice versa
and all that, because it's either way whoever gets the whole gig, which is why I say I don't believe Nigeria problem is attached to a personality. It's attached to multiple personalities who don't really know how to act civil when it comes to the place of power. I think if we begin to act civil in the place of power, we understand that this is just supposed to be a competition, like he said. And at the end of the day, when you win, patriotism should be the whole thing about it. Wiki that is getting angry today and all that should understand that no one will accept that from you. Nobody's your boy. And at the same way, to PDP too, I feel they should have addressed that issue of 2023 or 2022 way better than they addressed it. They left the matter fallow and let the whole matter just spiral out of control. Today, Tambuwal is not in the PDP. Atiku Abubakar is not in the PDP. But Wike is still in the PDP. But even though he's still in the PDP, he's self-destructing the PDP. Obi is not even in the PDP today. He's just going around the whole place with his own comments and all those kind of things. But then I think to a very large extent, they need to get their house together. What we are saying is making the whole narrative of this disgraced nation become more popular.
Exactly. Put your homes together. Put your house together.
And like Tinubu said, he's not. Tinubu will be overjoyed that your homes is destroyed. That's what's the truth. Because
in the midst of this crisis, how can you come together and pick someone like a candidate for the coming election? How?
They will always go to court for injunctions and more injunctions.
How is that possible? So you guys have to come together and do the nation.
I think to me the saddest thing about this whole issue is it's just the judiciary that has made themselves a tool in the hands of politicians. You know, today you have a judgment, then a counter judgment, which I think the heads of the judiciary needs to sit down and begin to call their judges to order to us. Well, we can't continue like this. There are lots of issues to settle in the country.
You have a point. You have a very wonderful point.
Let's get things right and running. But then it's time to say our goodbyes on Daybreak Africa and the actual sense, and I hope you're enjoying the program. We'll meet tomorrow once again. My name still remains Ikhonede.
And my name is Miracle Odunayo. Bye guys.